Duke Nukem Forever 2001 is a game that I legitimately wish was released, and I am glad that the E3 build got leaked. Now, I'm not exactly a fan of Duke Nukem games. I enjoy the character, and I love John St. John's voice, but I've not played much of Duke Nukem 3D past Hollywood Holocaust. But I love that level due to how iconic it is, and the way you navigate around the level, something I'll be referring back to with Forever. I also really enjoy World Tour. I know a lot of people hate it as it's a geared box title, but I really like the new maps, especially High Times. I replay that level now and again because I adore the low poly rendering of Amsterdam that's surprisingly accurate to real life. It feels like I'm entering the city again, but depicted as if it belongs in a 90s video game. So watching Vinny play Forever, I was mesmerized with the level design. I think ultimately that's what sticks with me with video games. In fact, I have a whole video idea dedicated to level designs from childhood games that stuck with me, whether that's due to liminal spaces or the feel of the level. Yep, that video's still stuck in development hell, I will release it one day. But anyway, when we first launched Forever, we are loaded into a fake operating system called Shades OS. I believe this refers to Duke's glasses, though his play model doesn't actually wear them. This is a neat concept for a menu system, and we can even customize the color of the OS and change the background, where the developers left soft porn and quote-unquote sexy pictures of female celebrities. What a hilariously 2000s thing, where sexualization of women was absolutely everywhere, with the most prominent example being Street Racing Syndicate. But moving past social commentary, the first level is the studio, where a staff member is telling Duke to hurry up as he's needed on set. Here we get to see the game in a less than perfect state, with Duke's reflection duplicating, disappearing, and him peeing out of his eyes. As with Duke 3D, there is a fair bit of interactivity here. We can go in the shower and pee, we can pee in the toilet, or in the sink, whichever you prefer. We also get to see the game's photorealistic art style. I absolutely love 90s and early 2000s photorealism. There is something special about digital photographs being compressed and pixelated. The intention is realism, but because of the mismatched lighting and the compression it obviously isn't. Likewise with the 2D sprites for clothes. We then get placed onto a stage, where a talk show host is asking Duke questions about how his fight with the aliens in the previous game has ruined any chances of a peaceful negotiation between them and humans. Not much else is described as the scripted section just sort of ends there. Leaving the interview, Duke takes the elevator to the top floor of the casino, where suddenly the aliens attack once again. After activating the sprinkler system by playing an interactive minigame, we get a state of emergency message on a holographic TV. This is where we get to explore Duke's massive apartment building inside the Lady Killer, with his bedroom, wardrobe, shower room, and his private pool. It's quite cool that the name was retained for the final release of the game. I think this shot describes best why I adore this game. The subtle yet realistic orange lighting coming from the light fixture, the flat, stretched photorealistic textures with mismatched lighting, and the vast Las Vegas cityscape, with Kazam moving on the streets and building lights that animate. This game was truly great with creating atmosphere, with these levels being packed with detail. The game was obviously never finished, and with how much broken scripting there is, it's up to fans to decide how each stage was supposed to play out. But it still impresses me how much unnecessary detail and rooms there are. It just helps you to immerse in the game more, and it makes it far more memorable to me. It doesn't feel like something like a COD campaign, where every location felt made in such a linear, carefully crafted way that you subconsciously knew that there was nothing ahead. Like you know the world just stops existing past an area you can't see, something you can easily feel in both the Amsterdam stage and the Berlin stage. It just makes it feel like you're in a movie set instead of a real world location. Something else that Duke Nukem Forever does is it makes constant callbacks as to where you were and have been, something I feel is important in making you feel like you're in a real place. Again, when playing COD, we get to see the canals once when walking around and never again, and the canals are gated off so you can't even walk on the street. With Duke, Las Vegas seems and feels limitless as to where you can go and explore due to the open nature of the design, although of course there are limitations due to the engine and the time period. Since the scripting seems to fall apart at this point, I'm just going to go through my favourite levels of this game and describe why I love them. Here is Duke's main room in his penthouse, a mini museum of all of his enemies from the first game. We also get to see Duke's vanity, with his room having his own books. And of course, Duke has his own throne. When we enter his office, we can see a collection of his past games being displayed. Now in this world, is Duke self-aware that he's in a video game? Or are the video games supposed to be made after him? Here's what I mean about all the callbacks. I love the fact we can explore so much of the Lady Killer, including the lobby, the corridors, and of course Duke's room and the casino itself. I love how you get to walk into the other buildings, which in themselves are chapters. Here we are walking to the Forbidden City, and in the later clip we'll be walking into the plantation. Again, this helps to unify the game and make it feel big, and again it's all to do with callbacks. You can see the future area before you get into it, and you can see where you've previously been. The mall has to be my favourite part of the game. I love malls in video games, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because it's a place that we've all been to at least once, so it feels relatable. Maybe it's because this mall feels like it's stuck in the 90s, like this video game. Some of these level ideas would be great to see in Animopolis. I think I like this level because of the sheer detail within as well. I mean, we have a communism museum, we have food stalls, have beautiful Asian style cinema. It's just so fun to walk around and explore this level. I mean, this cinema even has a back room that you can go into. Why bother with the extra detail? There are a handful of levels based on computers. In one level, we walk inside a motherboard. In one, we are in a CD drive and we have to shoot the laser to get ejected. And one is just a trip inside a computer. My favourite part is the screensaver reference here, using DOS instead of the Windows logo.